Hello and welcome to Love from the Other Side. If you are on this video, perhaps you too are in need of hope. Or perhaps you're just trying to make sense of this thing called life. Whatever the reason, we're glad that you're here. We bring you stories from around the world of people who have shared their near-death experiences. While you may not agree with everything they share, we ask that all comments be kept respectful and kind. Today's experience comes to us from Steve. Steve was making an out-of-state delivery while driving an 18-wheeler semi-truck from Utah to Texas. Here's his experience.
I was driving an 18-wheeler from my home in Nevada, routing through Arizona, then Texas. In the middle of the night, as I was driving through Texas, I felt a presence in the passenger seat. I turned and looked. There sat my mother, who had committed suicide in 1981. She was staring straight ahead, as if looking for something ahead of us, and was acting very nervous. From my mother, this was very unusual behavior, even if she was living. Instead of being frightened, I was concerned about her, and was actually trying to reassure her. She told me that I had to find a hospital, and quickly. I don't recall the trip to the hospital that well, except when she told me where to turn. I do remember trying to bring her up to date about my life, but she just wanted me to concentrate on getting to the hospital. I was sitting in my truck outside of the hospital, writing notes to the people in the emergency room about who to contact, about the delivery, and how to contact my adult daughter. At that point, my mom told me to listen to her and get to the emergency room. As I walked towards the emergency room doors, it was like I was in a tunnel. The emergency room doors appeared to be getting further away. I then began to feel tired. The thought entered my mind to go back to the truck and rest a bit, and then maybe try again. As I was turning to go back, I felt hands grab my shoulders to keep me walking to the emergency room. The next memory I had was trying to stand up, but it was like I was slipping on a hillside with loose rock like shale. As I looked up, it was dark and there were 3 crosses. The man's face on the cross in the middle had a slash of light illuminating his face, mainly his eyes. But just from his face, you could tell that he had been severely beaten. But his eyes, to this day I get emotional when I think and feel the complete love, compassion and caring I felt he had for me. What I'm going to describe happened in thought, not words. He then asked if I understood. Understood what was my thought. I then saw things in rapid succession that were moments of my life, complete with emotions I felt in childhood, up through adulthood. Then again, the question, do you understand? Again, I saw a rapid succession of events in my life. The next question was, what would be your idea of heaven? Before I could answer, I found myself floating above the planet. Then came a feeling of utopia with complete knowledge of everything. If I began to ask a question, I had the answer before I finished the thought. It was during this time when I wanted to know Jesus and God better. The thought was, if you listen to Thomas, seek out Thomas. When I woke from my coma, that thought, search out Thomas, was vivid. At the time I knew that he was one of the 12 disciples, but his importance, or that there was a book of Thomas, was not known to me at the time. Next, I'm standing in the lobby of the hospital. I tried to ask someone where I was, but it's like he looked right through me. I then noticed my friend John, who was driving his wife's Mercedes, which she never let him drive. He was driving it into the parking lot. I looked up to see John walk right past me to the elevator doors, and then get into the elevator. He had a Thanksgiving plate covered with tinfoil. The hospital told him I was in critical care, but not my comatose condition. John was exiting the elevator, obviously shaken. He threw the plate away and then left. I saw him leaving in his wife's car. Then I went to many places. I visited several friends' houses, including a girl that I had a week-long relationship with, just to see where she was. When I was released from the hospital, I spent a few days recovering at John's house. John and his wife were shocked when I described him driving the Mercedes to them. I don't remember seeing my body or seeing anyone doing any medical procedures on me. At no time was the experience frightening. On the contrary, the incredible feeling of non-judgmental love and peace I felt from whom I felt was Jesus and God on that cross. I will never forget. Although I have no fear of death now that I'm back, I'm in no hurry to experience that again.
Well, friends, that is our experience for today. I do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so yet, would you please consider subscribing to our channel if you enjoy this type of content? That will let YouTube know that you appreciate what we're doing, and it will help our channel grow. As always, thank you for spending your time with us, and until next time, God bless.